All right, it looks like we have our header done, and I'm super proud of it. So let's go back to our index.html and start working on the content, the main body of the page. Okay, so we got our header and we did that. So we want the classes to be the same as our HTML. So our CSS will take on those styles. If you look here, we have the body, and then we have the div and the class page. And then we have our header. Well, we took care of the header, but we don't have this class page. So I'm going to take this class and I want to match it to our PHP header. So if you go into here, you can see that here's our header, and then here is a skip link screenwriter text. Do not erase this. This is to help out anybody with a disability or that needs a screen reader in any way, that they can skip over a lot of the monotonous things that they have to listen to. So leave that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out that ID in that class, and I'm going to replace it with the one from the HTML page. And so we're going to do that. We're going to save it out. Let's go back to FileZilla. And let's give this guy a refresh. And it probably didn't do much for us, but that's okay. So let's go back. Yep, it didn't really do much for us, and that's okay. I just want to make sure that I'm covering all the bases so our styles match exactly what's going on in here. All right, so we have our header, and now we go down to main. Here's the base content. So if you look at our website here, so all of this right here is in this content right here. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that this content matches it perfectly. So let's go back to our header PHP to the bottom. Remember, we had that div ID content. We're going to keep that there for now, and if that does mess with our code, then we will have to do something about that. So now let's dive into doing something kind of fun. So we have our header. That's this right here, and we only want this information from this website to show up on the front page. We don't want every page to look like this. So this is a special circumstance. So down here, so if we don't specify our WordPress theme to recognize that as the front page specifically for our site, it will just take on the index the index PHP styles, which is the blog feed. And that's not what we want to do. So I'm going to teach you something kind of fun. Here's what you want to do. So page PHP. Remember, all these files that I have, we got out of the theme folder that we made. In this case, the theme folder was named trades. So page PHP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this code right there, because we want to make a new special template for only the home page. So let's go back to our FileZilla and let's make sure we're in the right directory. Okay, so see all these right here. So I'm gonna go right click and I'm gonna create new file. So I'm going to call this home.php. So just right here in the base of our theme file. Okay, so now let's open up the home file we just created. And I'm going to show you how to make a specific theme template. Okay, so let's paste, well, not twice. Let's paste that code that we took from page PHP into home PHP. Because this is a special circumstance, we are going to take this out and we're going to say template name, and we're going to put home. So I will show you how that's all connected. So let's save that out. So this home right here will give us a special circumstance to only have designs that we put on this page for the home template. So let's go save that out and refresh, and we won't see any changes here. But what you want to do is get to the admin side of your WordPress. So let's go on in there. And under pages, you'll have a home page. Everybody's home page is named different, but it will give you either a front page or a home page right here. This is my home page, DIY Obsession, so let's click on that. Okay, so this template right here shows anything that we have made in our PHP files named anything under template name. Because we named this home, there should be a home right here. And look, there is. If there's no template available within the theme, that won't be shown. So we definitely want this page only to show template. Again, this is the home page, and we just created a specific page for our home page. So we're going to update that guy. And because we don't want a blog feed on our home page, we want this page and this page template as our base URL. We want to specify that as a static home page. So you hover over Appearances and then go to Customize. Okay, now static front page. If you click on that right there, I already have that listed as a static home page, but by default it will have this. It will have your latest posts, but you want to make sure this is clicked, and then your home page that you put this template on is clicked as well and saved out, or it will not show any of the changes that we will be implementing on this template. Okay, we are all set up to go. Let's go back to the front end of our website and let's start having fun with the template. Okay, so again, we're in home PHP. This is just made for the home page. All right, let's go back to our index HTML and let's start grabbing this stuff. I'm just gonna go crazy, and since most of this I only want on the home page, this is where things get a little bit easy. So up to the footer, you're gonna want to save your HTML templates out. So let's go back to home. So what we're doing right here, we have get sidebar, get footer. We definitely do not need the sidebar in this circumstance because, as you can see, this does not have a sidebar on the home page. We don't need that. So we can just go ahead and get rid of that. Yes, we do need the footer. It's right here by default. It's appropriate to have a footer just in case anything and people need to contact you. This while loop is getting template parts from content page. You know what? I don't really need that. I don't need the div. I don't need main. I don't need to grab any content from the page. So by what that means here, let me show you. So this is checking to see if, let me show you on a Grill of Trades. So here's our home page. If we go to edit page, this is checking whether there's content within here or not. So DIY Obsession, that is listed. Let's show you on the live site. Here it is right here. Okay, so it's checking if there's content in here and is checking if there's a featured image or maybe something else that you want. I don't really care about that, but I leave this just in case I do want to go through this side of WordPress. I'm going to go ahead and, like I did before, I'm going to put this code at the very bottom of the page. And as you can see, it's kind of all over the place, and that's understandable. But what I want to do is make sure that I have the appropriate parts in my page and where they might go. So, so if you see here in the while loop, maybe there's something you want from your content to be accessed right here on the WordPress side of it. You can do that. It looks to me like on our template, this is a slideshow. This Nature Stone products, your design ideas in stone. So it's all right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to have this before the while loop because it's a slider, and why not? We don't really need the content within it, but we're going to do it like this. So I'm going to put our slider right before the PHP while loop, and then it will show up here. Okay, and then here's this about section. What we can do to make this a little bit easier on us is we could take this section, and maybe it changes quite often, so we could cut this out and actually put it within the page, so the page does take on this. Because if we do want to change any of this about, maybe we want to have that option to go through, I keep clicking on that, the option to go through WordPress side of it rather than the back end. So I'm going to update that. Okay, so that was the shortly about us. Here's the products that we have right here. I think that, let's see here, I only want those access through the back end. Like I don't really need to go through the front end for that product. So let's take the rest of it. Why not? Let's take the rest of it and cut it from the bottom, and we leave the footer. And so what I'm going to do, and I want to leave the while loop. Okay, if you remember, shortly about us is basically the while loop. It's grabbing anything inside, right? And so everything else below that, I want below it. Okay, it looks like we have two mains because of our beginning, and we definitely don't want that. So let's do this. We don't really need these. Well, we definitely don't need the main because we already have a main, and that would just be conflicting. So let's take out the top main and the bottom main ending tag. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so now this is where it's trial and error. We have to see what things work, what things don't work, which things are going to break, and what things are not going to break. Let's make sure that we saved our page. I think I did. Okay, so let's go back and let's see if it's working great, if it's not working great, what we can fix. Or if it's white screen. We love white screen, don't we? Okay, white screen 99% of the time means that PHP did not get along with HTML. And I actually was looking forward to having a white screen in this tutorial just to kind of show you how to fix it in kind of a way. So let's look through here. All right, looks like our PHP is okay. I, of course, definitely want to go up and go through and clean up the code. That definitely has to stay. Did I not save? Let's see. White screens happen, and that's okay. Am I right? Oh, there we go. There we go. It must have been something different. Okay, so something's not getting along, and that's okay. That's what is expected when you make a theme. And so I like to go to the console and see what's up. Oh, I see what's going on here. All of the images that we dragged and dropped into our theme are not being found. So chances are we have images all through here and the CSS that the file path is not the same. And that's great. And I love it when that happens, because then I'm like, okay, images I can fix. So let's open our CSS file. Not this one in the base of it, but in our folder. So let's open that. The style CSS. So let's view, edit that guy, and let's look for the file path. With theme development, sometimes you need an absolute path. I know that sounds awful, but sometimes you need an absolute path. If you look right here, this font face, this file path might be upset as well through the integration. So let's see what we can find to fix. Let's see here. It looks like it's going to the root of our domain for images. And that tells me, yep, it's right here. So it's looking in the root of the domain for these images within the HTML. So now I'm thinking we need more of a direct path. So the folder structure of WordPress is like your base themes, WP content, theme folder, and then whatever. So really right here we need WP content, themes, and my theme was called trades, and make sure that's there. So now if we update this file path, I'm quite sure that things will start looking a lot better. So what else do we have? It looks like for that one, it's pretty updated. So let's try out. But I'm still seeing, so that might have fixed one of them, but I'm still thinking that we're missing quite a few within the CSS folder and whatnot. Yep, it's still going there. Index. So that's on our home. So index is on the home itself. So let's search and find the images. So we know image, here we go. Okay, this is exactly what we're looking for. All these images right here in the theme are broken right here. They're not found. And so all we have to do is take this absolute URL. Well, it's not quite absolute because we still have WP content. But what we want to do is go through and fix the path in here so it can find the images. Because if you remember, we did drag and drop those images within our themes file. looks like I missed this one and this one. Let's save this guy out